Well, this is the time of year when situations like this near the Fawn Fire are very possible. We've gone months without any rain, near record-setting heat, and those dry offshore winds. You can see multiple structures on fire here, damaged, destroyed as folks were exiting town. Mandatory evacuation orders again. That is on the Fawn Fire. Here it is on our satellite image, and you can see the smoke plume coming off of this. This is just up to the north of Redding in Shasta County. Significant growth early in the day. Now, we did see that come down ever so slightly once we saw some cooler weather and those winds starting to back off. But earlier today, we had some elevated fire concerns, especially with those offshore winds and the recent heat that we've been seeing. And again, we're at that point in the season where we haven't seen rain for several months. Here's a look at the Caldor fire. You can see the perimeter right there. A little bit of smoke coming off right in that area north of Kirkwood. Not much smoke around the Tahoe Basin, but we will see some of that move back as we head into our Friday forecast. As far as the fire growth, some of the hot spots that we've been tracking throughout the day, this is back near the Fawn Fire. You can see right here along I-5 to the north of Redding. This is where we were seeing most of the growth and most of the smoke coming off of that. And then for the Caldor fire, this is what I was talking about north of Kirkwood, right in that area where we didn't really necessarily have that perimeter drawn, but we have been seeing quite a bit of hotspot activity in that particular spot earlier this week and then again for today. Here's a look at the winds as we take a look at our Thursday evening. Northwest still at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Starting to see a bit of a shift there, though, for Fairfield with that onshore flow. It's not necessarily going to be sustained through our Friday forecast. We'll see those winds back off, and that will at least bring down the temperatures ever so slightly. Those north winds are so dry and warm. We reached highs today close to 100. In fact, at 100 for Fairfield and Ukiah, close to 100 for Sacramento, Marysville, Oroville. Low to mid 90s for Stockton and Modesto, mid to upper 80s to near 90 for the foothills and 70s up top for this year. So not necessarily a super hot day for the high country, but again, watching those offshore winds really drop that humidity. As far as the satellite image around the KMP complex and the windy fires, most of that smoke just really settling pretty close to the fire lines and then moving off towards the west, supported by that east flow. And you can see it really clearly with that upper level cloud cover moving in through that visible satellite image. As far as what we're expecting for winds tonight, still a bit of an offshore flow here through this year. That's not terribly uncommon, especially during the nighttime hours. And then we start to see fairly calm winds early Friday, starting to then see that shift a little bit later in the afternoon to that west to southwesterly flow. And that's going to push some of that smoke back over towards the Nevada side and towards South Lake Tahoe as well. And you can see it here on our smoke pattern forecast model. Off the Fawn Fire, that smoke moving right along that I-5 line, moving through the Sacramento Valley. It's not a huge amount for the Sacramento region southward, but we will see it kind of hugging that I-5 line over towards the Coastal Valley area. And then, of course, we've got some smoke moving through the KMP complex in the windy fire areas. That smoke then moving out of the region later for our Friday forecast, but through most of the day, hazy skies for much of the Sacramento Valley because that Fawn Fire just really saw such significant growth. When might we see a pattern shift? Looks like Tuesday, next Tuesday, is our first chance of some very light showers.